Good day, children. Today we are going to continue with our lesson, Unit 6, Food Please, from your Get Smart Plus 3 textbook, page 56 and 57. For today's lesson, we are going to start off with vocabulary and then we are going to do a reading skills and we're going to learn how to use any to form questions and we're going to do some simple homework. So the first one, omelette. Omelette. Omelette is a type of fried egg that you mix with any ingredients you want. The next one is peas. Peas. This is pancake. Pancake. And this is pineapple. Pineapple. This is peppers. Peppers. And the last one, coconut. Coconut. So now I would like you to refer to your textbook page 56. Listen and read.
I love my omelette. There's some cheese in my omelette. Is there any cheese in your omelette, Greg?
No, there isn't.
There are some peppers in my omelette too. Are there any peppers in your omelette, Greg?
No, there aren't. There isn't any cheese and there aren't any peppers in my omelette. But there are some peas, onions and pineapple.
Yuck.
And for dessert, coconut pancakes.
Yummy.
Now, I would like you to read together with me the text in page 56 and try to answer 5 questions together. Okay, before we read the text, I would like you to take note of these 5 questions first. The first question is, does Anna likes her omelette? Number 2, what is in Anna's omelette? Number 3, are there any peppers in Greg's omelette? Number 4, what is in Greg's omelette? And the last question, do Greg and Anna like coconut pancakes? So, let's read together. I love my omelette. There is some cheese in my omelette. Is there any cheese in your omelette, Greg? So, does Anna like her omelette? The answer is yes, she does. How do you know? From here, I love my omelette. Now the next question. What is in Anna's omelette? She said. Let's continue the text. There are some peppers in my omelette too. Are there any peppers in your omelette, Greg? No, there aren't. So how do you know what are the ingredients in Anna's omelette? So let's see. There is some cheese in my omelette and there are some peppers in my omelette. So the answer would be there are some peppers and cheese in Anna's omelette. So let's look at picture 3. There isn't any cheese and there aren't any peppers in my omelette. But there are some peas, onions and pineapple. So question number 3. Are there any peppers in Greg's omelette? The answer is no, there aren't. If you refer to the text, it states here, there aren't any peppers. So for question number 4, what is in Greg's omelette? What did Greg answer? He says, there are peas, onions and pineapple. So the answer would be, there are some peas, onions and pineapple in Greg's omelette. Now the last question, and the last picture too. And for dessert, coconut pancakes. So do Greg and Anna like coconut pancakes? The answer is yes, they do. From the word yummy. Okay, so now I would like to teach you how to use the word any. Any is used with plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Any is used in questions and negative sentence. Okay, so countable plural means many. Things that you can count, you can see, you can touch. While uncountable nouns is things that you can see, you can touch, but you cannot count. So the example of countable nouns are peppers, peas, and onions. While the example of uncountable nouns are cheese, chocolate, or milk and water. Now let's look at the first one. Use any in questions. Okay, we're going to start off with countable nouns and then we'll focus on uncountable nouns. So how do you use any to ask question? For example, peppers, peas. You start your sentence with are there any? The reason why we use are because it's many. Plural means many. So are there any peppers or are there any peas? Let's look at the example. You see? Are there any peppers? Are there any peas? While for uncountable nouns, examples are like cheese or chocolate, you use the sentence is. Is there any? Because you cannot count, it comes in one whole big item or ingredients. So, for example, is there any cheese or is there any chocolate? Alright, now how do you answer questions when people ask you question? Okay, so now let's do a few simple practices of using any to form questions and negative statements. Now, you can see there is Anna's omelette and Greg's omelette. I put the word cheese. So how do you ask questions? For example, is there any cheese in Anna's omelette? The answer is yes, there is. So, is there any cheese in Greg's omelette? The answer is no, there isn't. So how do you use any to write negative sentence? Given example here, there is some cheese in Anna's omelette. The word some means there are. You can watch the previous video to understand better. Now, there isn't any cheese in Greg's omelette. Isn't any here means no cheese at all. The next example is onions. Onions. So again, you will start off by writing the questions using any. Let's look at Anna's omelette. Are there any onions in Anna's omelette? Are there? The answer is no, they aren't. What about Greg's omelette? Are there any onions in Greg's omelette? And you can see. So the answer is yes, they are. Now how do you write a negative sentence? Using any. Let's look at Anna's omelette. There aren't any onions in Anna's omelette. What about Greg's? There are some onions in Greg's omelette. Now the last example, coconut. Coconut. So we're going to write questions using coconut. Can you try? Well done. Is there any coconut in Anna's omelette? The answer would be no, there isn't. What about for Greg? Is there any coconut in Greg's omelette? The answer would be no, there isn't. So how do you write negative sentences in this picture? There isn't any coconut in Anna's omelette. There isn't any coconut in Greg's omelette. So for today's homework, I want you to write the correct answer. Look at the pictures and answer the question. For example, is there any cheese? Is there any cheese in the picture? The answer is no, there isn't. What about question number 3? Is there any sugar? You can see the sugar is right next to the milk, right? So the answer would be yes, there is. Now the next question. Write the correct answer. This is countable plural nouns. So, the same thing, look at the picture and answer the question. Are there any peppers? Are there any peppers in the picture? The answer is no, they aren't. What about number 3? Are there any onions in the picture? The answer is yes, they are. So, that's all from me today. Thank you, class. Goodbye. See you in the next class.